I don't really want to bore everyone about each specific segment. What I want to get across is this, okay? In retirement, you need to maximize income. Again, maximizing income is the most important thing in retirement, okay? And I think everybody can agree with that. Everybody that's going to retire, that's on their way to retire, or that is retired, right? Or is retired and seeing it now, right? And they wish they did maximize their income years ago. That's where the base is hit. Okay, you have to start with that. Yes, growth's all fine and dandy, and making sure that you don't lose money in the market. That can be there. It depends on the client's goals, right? If you want to leave something to the heirs or not, there's some tax efficient ways to do that with the wealth transfer and the market volatility. But the main thing is this: maximizing income helps out with all of them. Okay, and I can't stress that enough. When you're able to sit down and meet someone like us and really maximize the income that you have to cover the expenses and take that stress away from you, okay? All these things kind of balance out, okay? The wealth transfer, all right? Well, guess what happens? When your income's satisfied and maximized, again, you don't have to worry about the other funds that are growing, okay? Those funds should be in a volatile place to grow, and you shouldn't have to worry about taking money out of it, okay? So the wealth transfer gets better, right? See how that correlates? The same thing goes with tech innovations. If you have your money in the market, okay, in certain places that you're not touching, you're going to have those booms. You're going to have the volatility, but you're not touching it, so you don't care to take it out, right? It all stems from maximizing your income, right? The income that you lose when you retire. And a quick example of that, okay, we had a client that had about a $250,000 income a year, okay, a spouse, two spouses. Their social security ended up being $60,000. All right, just 60 grand. They had a loss of $190,000 a year of income. Do you think their lifestyle was going to be the same as they were when they were 55 and working? No, obviously not. They're going to be traveling more, seeing the grandkids, doing different things, okay? Spending a little bit more money, right? Buying new toys, things like that. Christmas presents, right? Maybe giving some money to the kids. The idea of that, okay, is to be able to close that gap. All right. And that's where really the maximizing the income side can really, really help you out with, especially with some of these annuities that can actually do that for you. And these are a big, big topic right now with maximizing income. One of our clients alone put in $1 million, and I think this year is turning at 66 years old and is making $100,000 a year guaranteed for the rest of his life. If he turns 100 years old, for 34 years, he will get $3.4 million. Okay? That is absolutely absurd. Guaranteed for life, never runs out, never has to worry about the market. That's where these things have their own, have their own entity. And that's where they really, really work when it comes to a personalized pension and things like that. Steve, talk a little bit about our callers today or our prospects. What do we have with the inflation protection, in the market volatility, especially with what you love to do with the caps and taking some index, right, with the SP 500 and the NASDAQ and things like that?
Here's the thing. The more I think about all the years we've helped people and the people listening, when they're making that shift in retirement and they're getting to retirement or they're in retirement, some of the things that, I hear from my clients and from the callers that call in, they want to simplify their retirement. If anybody on this call is bought and sold stocks and tried to make gains and time the market, we know how stressful that can be. So that's really, unless it's a hobby of yours, which a lot of our clients don't want to mess with that when they retire. They're planning other things like family trips and vacations and, holidays. That's where you can say, okay, how can I get some of the gains that are linked to the market? So if the market goes up, I'm not sitting in a CD at 3.5% because I feel like I lost. Maybe I should have been in the market, where you can attach these index annuities that eliminate the risk, but give you opportunity for growth. And it goes back to what you said earlier. It's almost like saying, hey, if I can go up and I can go up and not go down, why would I not do that in retirement? Because of I may miss some boom. Well, that boom's gone. Or maybe we reposition and do a bucket for some conservative growth, have some aggressive growth in the stock market, and then have some income on the other side. Now we've got 3 buckets where the income's satisfied, like you talked about. You've maximized the income. You now have growth that's kept safe, and you have a little bit of risk that's aggressive. And that's perfect scenario for a retiree.